Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Florida Man Weekly. I'm Stubbs.
And I'm Corn.
That's right. And it is already November 3rd.
Man, I can't believe it. We actually had one weekend day with cool weather. It was pretty awesome.
One out of the past 10 months.
Yeah, I know. And Sunday, it heated right back up. Man.
So quick. I feel like we were just in October, like talking about how Halloween was coming up, and now Thanksgiving's getting ready to pop up.
It's
depending on what stores you go to. Some stores are already at Christmas right now.
Oh, so. No, yeah, I know. Definitely all in Walmart. I know. My son, we went out trick-or-treating, and my son's costume lasted 2 houses before he took it off. It was too hot.
It was. I think we had a record-breaking heat, like Halloween that night.
Oh, man.
This year.
It was brutal.
Yeah, it was in the 90s. Man, well, enough talking about how crazy Florida is in general, because we all know. Let's actually talk about why everyone's here, and that is Florida Man. So the first story we're going to talk about today comes out of Orange County, and this is through and through Florida Man to the bone.
Ooh, man. Right? I'm swiping right on all that.
Absolutely. If you're watching us right now, you see on your screen 24-year-old Patrick Spikes. Mr. Spikes here, in case you couldn't tell, I mean, it kind of looks like he has some sort of infatuation with, I don't know, some sort of dressing up as a woman or being a woman. That's not the case at all, actually. It just happens to be the pictures that the police department released. No, but Mr. Spikes here is a former employee of one of the most iconic places that we have here in Florida.
Okay, wait, Walmart.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tampa. No, not at all. It's actually Disney World.
Okay.
Yeah, so Mr. Spikes here was a previous employee of Disney World.
They let this guy in. They do some pretty intensive background checks.
So. I mean, if we really wanted to dig in stories that come out of Disney World, there's actually quite a few that will make you scratch your head and be like, "Wow, Disney! Wow,
interesting."
Yeah, so maybe that we can do another episode or behind the scenes or something all about Disney at a later time.
That would be great.
Right, but Mr. Spikes here, once again, why he was an employee. He wasn't alone. He had a family member that also worked there, a cousin.
Okay.
But about over the past 2 years or so, Mr. Spikes here and his cousin decided that they weren't getting paid enough from Disney.
Okay.
Right?
Ooh, okay.
So being the creative entrepreneur that this gentleman is and his cousin, he found a way that he could get a little bit extra cash, right? Because we all get strapped sometimes.
Yeah.
But
extra cash is always good.
Yeah, so what he decided to do was to go on some of the closed down rides and attractions that Disney had, and decided that Disney didn't really need some of that stuff anymore. Right? So he would go and take some of these items from Disney and post them online and sell. For a few extra bucks.
Yeah, your typical Florida employee.
Yeah, exactly. Stealing from the man. Yeah. So, but how we did this was it was on the dark web. All right.
Okay.
So I know we've referenced the dark web a few times in episodes, but we've never had a story that actually really incorporated the dark web in it being used.
Very true.
So I think that's how they were able to get away with it for so long, for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, Disney first noticed something was going on when an animatronic figure went missing. And if you're looking on the screen right now, it's I think it's back to your top left. It's that weird looking mannequin right there. Went missing.
I thought it was one of those sex robots.
Yeah, right. That's what it looks like. I mean, honestly. So it went missing. So Disney started doing some inquiries, started looking, asked for help from Orange County police detectives. They started doing some research, found this Twitter account. Gotta leave it to Twitter. I love Twitter, right? Twitter. It's always Twitter.
The president, now this guy.
Yep. So Backdoor Disney was his handle on Twitter. Backdoor Disney, which can mean so many things. But in this case, he was posting pictures of himself with said items to prove that the items were from Disney themselves, and then would go post them online on his black market sites.
There are a lot of crazy Disney buffs out there that will pay top
dollar. Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
anything Disney related.
Yeah, so I think he roped in around 14 grand was what he had. So like I said, I think he did it, sporadically throughout the couple years.
Wow.
There's pictures of his cousin's girlfriend dressed up in some Disney dresses that he stole. Obviously, the wig that we see that he's wearing on the screen, if you're watching right now. Needless to say that he is currently behind bars with his cousin. Not only on stealing, but also during the interview questions with detectives, he tried to take his phone back and got into a little wrestling match with the detectives. So now you gotta add up there aggravated as well with grand theft. But yeah, so this is Florida man through and through. Not only is it the most iconic place in Florida, but this guy likes to dress up and create black market websites and steal from the employer.
I mean, it is truly the greatest place on earth.
So, and that's not Florida, by the way.
All right. Now moving into story number 2, we're gonna call this one 13 cameras for all you horror movie buffs. Stubbs, you ever live with a roommate?
Many years.
So what was that like? Did you ever, you guys had good interaction?
Believe it or not, yes, I've been very lucky with my roommates. I did tell a story, though, a couple weeks ago about when I was living with 2 roommates at once.
Oh, the loaf of
yes,
bread.
Yes.
Oh.
That was the only crazy thing I've ever seen with living with roommates.
The old missing loaf of bread
right.
that may or may not have had semen on there. But did you ever live in fear that they might be watching you in the bathroom?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. So this one comes out of Palm Harbor, Florida, which is Pinellas County, which is near the Tampa area. Because I swear we would not have a podcast without Tampa. So shout out to Tampa area.
Thanks, Tampa.
All right. This offender's name is Joshua Riffle. He was 28 years old. So Joshua has a roommate who's 58 years old. They didn't release her name. They live together. And she was just taking a shower in the bathroom, just doing her daily cleanup, and noticed a charging device in the corner of the bathroom.
Just a random device.
Just it looked like a charging device.
Okay.
Or a charging
like a cell
hub.
phone charger. Okay.
Yeah, hub of sorts.
Okay.
So she pulled it down, inspects it, not sure what it is, so she got one of her friends involved. So the friend looked at the device and noticed and determined it was a camera.
Oh.
So they were able to download all the information of the camera.
Oh my god.
And calamity ensued. First, they determined they showed that there's pictures of said roommate and her daughter.
Oh no.
Showering.
Oh.
In the nude.
Well, it's a shower.
There's also picture. Oh, yeah. There's also pictures of Joshua pleasuring himself in the shower and in the roommate's room. And there's also a video of Joshua setting up the camera to spy on said roommate.
I have so many questions. Let's go back to the beginning here. Okay, you said he was 28, I believe?
Yes.
And his roommate is 58.
Yes.
So a 30-year difference.
Mm-hmm. Very awkward.
Different sexes.
Yes.
One male, one female.
Mm-hmm.
Related?
No.
Said roommate has daughter. Do we know if that daughter is also a roommate or just happened to be frequently
It did not say that she was a roommate.
And then he not only videotaped voyeurism of his female roommate and his daughter, her daughter, but also of himself.
Yes.
Why would you voyeur yourself? See, so many questions.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna,
he didn't delete the video of him actually setting up when he was getting in all positions.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're gonna set up a camera to watch somebody, I mean, you want to test out that video, right?
So that's the first.
Make sure you don't have no glare.
make sure this water don't shine.
Yeah, as Drake said, you gotta hit the angle.
Oh man,
you gotta hit the angle.
Where's R. Kelly right now?
Oh, you know where he is right now.
Where he should be.
Oh man.
I know.
So basically, they once the roommate found out what was on the camera, she went to police. The police later arrested Joshua at his job, which is Krabby Bill's.
Oh, Krabby's, what's going on with those employees, Krabby Bills?
They need to do some background checks over there, man, because good Lord.
You better check those restrooms in for video cameras over
man,
there.
yeah. If Krabby Bills over in Pinellas County, man, Palm Harbor area, you got to check them bathrooms. Check the toilet, check everything. This guy's probably a Wi-Fi streaming.
All over.
Woof.
I mean, if you kept the SD card in there, though, I'm not sure how smart he actually is.
That's very.
I feel like devices can record to the cloud now, so.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, get one of them Nest cameras and then
not that I know
mean,
of setting up cameras, but I believe now, like a lot of cameras in general, that can direct stream to the cloud.
Yeah.
And then those clouds are usually protected, so unless you have the actual user information to log in and get into it, you wouldn't be able to get into it, you know.
So Stubbs is pretty familiar with this subject. So just a heads up for next week's episode.
I mean,
he might be one of the stories.
I mean, we're literally using a camera now that's not using an SD card, and then GoPros and some other things.
That's neither here nor there.
Just because I mentioned it, I'm guilty.
So Josh was arrested, and man, it's always something out of the Tampa area that seems to occupy our show, or just some sort of zaniness. What are they feeding them? What are they feeding you guys?
It always
over
seems
there?
to be a bathroom reference too. Of some sort.
Toilet bowl humor, dad jokes. It's insanity.
Oh, Tampa! Thank you so much again. You're getting right up there with Pasco. So let's see who wins at the end of the year. Let's tally them up.
We really should do a tally. All right, man. All these backdoor Disneys and jerking off and hidden cameras making me kind of thirsty. What do you think, Stubbs?
I don't know if it makes me thirsty, but I definitely am thirsty.
All right, for our weekly Florida beverage, this one comes out of Jacksonville, Florida, Bold City Brewery. The name of this beer is called Duke's Cold Nose Brown Ale. The name of the dog on the picture is actually the owner's late boxer. Condolences to him and his family. But this is a brown ale with hints of caramel, chocolate, and a smooth, nutty finish. 5% alcohol by volume.
Not bad.
They also have a lot of different beers, and actually we featured one of their beers before. It was the Killer Whale Cream Ale, which is actually absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was actually a really good beer. So I'm so excited that we now have another one from Bold City Brewery because of that beer.
Yeah, they definitely have a good reputation with me, man.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's quit talking about it and actually get into it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this out.
All these cameras are making me thirsty.
Right. Cheers.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little more flavorful than what the whale one was that we had. Like I feel like this is what the whale one should have tasted like, just based off of cream ale.
Yeah.
So I think they hit it on the head with this one.
Yes, they've knocked it out of the park on this one.
Yeah, no, that's so good.
Refreshing, smooth. You could pair with anything. I can't find anything wrong with this.
And it's another great can. I love the dog on it.
Yeah, so. The artwork is pretty awesome. For more information on anything from Bold City Brewery, check them out at boldcitybrewery.com. They offer tours. A lot of those tours happen at the production facility on Saturdays between 2 and 5 p.m. Once again, that's boldcitybrewery.com.
So let's go ahead and jump into the ratings here. So for me, using the good old tried and true Hurricane system, I'm gonna give this a solid 4, I believe, because it's just so good. Like I was hoping that's what the whale one was going to be, but this hit it out of the park for me. Yeah.
And for those that are not familiar with our rating system, we use the same category that they use for hurricanes.
That's right.
So for my rating, I'd give this a 5.
Wow.
Cat 5.
First 5, I believe.
This is solid. This hits all of my marks for a consistent, flavorful beer. No issues here. I can drink these all day.
Once again, good job, Bold City Brewery. Thank you so much. All right, moving right along, we're gonna hop into our third story, and this one is a little different because it involves a Florida man and Florida woman, but the arrest actually happened in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we'll get right into it. As you see on the screen, if you're looking, we have 35-year-old Erica Lang, and then we have 35-year-old Ryan Davis.
Man, her mugshot looks rough.
Oh, she looks pissed off that she got caught, right? So, and then the other one over there, Mr. Ryan over there, just looks like he's getting ready to murder somebody.
Yep, pretty
in true
much.
Florida fashion. So these two genuine Florida couple were driving on I-10 through Texas, and if anyone's driven through Texas, especially on I-10, it's such a boring drive. I mean, there's nothing out there. Texas is such a long state when you're driving horizontally through it, when you're cutting through.
Isn't that area like isn't that part of the highway like a high cop area? Is it a high concentration
parts of it,
police?
yes,
Yeah.
parts of it, absolutely. And unfortunately for them, they were going through one of those said spots when they were pulled over by a Texas, I believe they were a state trooper.
Okay.
That was out there. Not exactly sure why they were pulled over. Probably a simple speeding, or they probably had a tail out or something. I don't know. Some way or another, one of the Texas state troopers decided to pull them over. And when the trooper walked up to the car, he smelled something, right? So that didn't know if it was like an actual alcohol or maybe some weed or
Some
something.
reefer.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. So he asked if he could search the car. As he should. You legally ask, can't search it without due cause. So they said no, and so he called up his good old pal, Mr. K9, Migo.
Okay.
Yep, it's a K9. Migo came out, did what's called an open air sniff. And this is completely legal, which is how cops can get their due cause to do a thorough search of a car.
An open air sniff.
Yeah, so Migo did smell some sort of drug in the air.
Okay.
Made a sit, and that's what allowed then the cops to do a search. Well, lo and behold, as the car, as the sheriff or trooper, whatever he was searching the vehicle, they come across a Tide box. Okay, no big deal,
Yeah, I'm
You
doing
got some
laundry.
laundry in there. Yeah. Not sure if any bags of laundry are actually in there. Not sure if any other groceries were in there. Be having from Florida plates or whatnot. It's just kind of weird. But once he starts to search, I'm pretty sure he brought Migo up, and Migo made another alert.
Okay.
So they open up the Tide box, and if you're looking on the screen right now, you can see it to your left, and a bag is being pulled out with some sort of white substance in this bag.
Clearly, all the Tide melted together, and that's just your standard issue detergent.
Yeah, not at all. It is vacuum sealed, so because they took the extra care, and Tide never comes vacuum sealed. That stuff goes everywhere.
I prefer my detergent to be as fresh as possible. I got it from the Tide factory.
Right? Oh, geez.
I have an uncle that works
straight from there. There you go. So when testing was done on it, any guesses what sort of narcotic this was? We're from Florida.
Meth?
Florida couple. Bing. Yep, exactly. The good old state medicine. Change.org.
Florida cocktail.
That's right. It was meth. And this was, I believe they said over a kilo.
Wow.
Of meth. Absolutely. So also in this Tide box, they did find some other sort of paraphernalia, such as THC infused gummies, some hydroponic weed, and a couple weighing scales, obviously. So they are currently incarcerated in Texas. When they ran an ID check, Miss Erica here didn't give her name initially. Go figure. But when they finally got it out of her, they found that she had 8 warrants open in the state of Florida. So she's waiting extradition as well after these charges are taken care of in Texas. So true Florida couple being pulled over in a different state for committing crimes, taking the Florida craziness with them. Keep it in Florida. No other state wants this.
They would have been okay if they just would have had a bag of laundry in there.
Right? Make it
I mean, you gotta look the part,
right? If you're gonna play it. So yeah. So like I said, they're currently in jail waiting for the next steps. Oh, excuse me. So going on to I'm going to say my favorite segment. I know yours is probably the beer, And the beer is
yeah.
very good. However, mine is this next segment, which we call Florida Man versus the World. It's that time of show when Corn and I pick a story that happened outside of the state of Florida and try to compare it or fight it up against a Florida Man story. So
there's a lot of states that stink, and we can definitely smell the Florida on you states.
And not only states, there's some countries too.
Oh, there's a lot of
Yeah,
stinky countries.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go first in this Florida Man versus the World. And for the first time during this segment, I am picking a story that happened in the U.S.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so coming on your screen now, if you're watching us, is a picture of 52-year-old Belinda Gale Fondren.
All right,
Yep.
Swipe right on that.
I'm just going to call Belinda here, Belinda, because it's easier to say, just her first name. She's out of Louisiana, Evans, Louisiana, to be exact. I'm not quite sure where Evans is. I don't know if it's near the bayou or near Nolans or however you want to say, New Orleans. But yeah, she was arrested. I think, and this is Stubbs talking only.
Okay.
All right. I think what she did wasn't that bad. All right. But we're going to throw this out here.
Would you like pee on a cop or something?
Not at all. So she was in Evans, in the city of Evans, Louisiana. The high school there noticed that a bunch of teens seem to keep missing class. Okay. And we remember our high school days, Yeah. It's really like
skipping school to play
exactly,
GoldenEye.
It's something GoldenEye. I did a lot of off-roading in Jeeps, all kinds of stuff. I skipped classes quite often. I graduated college, did all that good
same
stuff.
Here.
So
Same
not that big of a deal as long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm a fine, upstanding citizen.
Right. I agreed. Yeah. So what happened was one day the schools started getting a little questionings, why are all these students missing so many days in a row? Okay. And what made them question it is that they all seem to have a doctor's note from one particular doctor's office. Okay?
Oh, man.
So when they reached out to the said doctor's office, the doctor's like, I have no idea who these kids are. I don't know how they got my stationery, my letterhead with real notes saying that they were here and they should be excused. Well, Miss Belinda here is the clerk for that office.
Oh, man.
Okay. And you think she'll just be doing something kind of, kind for the kids, saying, I agree, maybe we shouldn't go to class today. It's okay. Well, she was actually charging each kid $20 for said doctor's notes to get out.
Not bad.
She's running her little side hustle.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business.
Right. Always seems to be that way. So she was immediately arrested because she was writing false things to kids, putting kids in danger and all that good stuff. She's waiting for an attorney, but she
I think that's
no
a
longer
felony.
works there.
That's a felony, right?
Well, she wasn't writing prescriptions.
Oh, okay.
So she was writing just doctor's notes for excuses. Is what she was writing, and she was charging $20 for them. So way cheaper than actually going to the doctor.
Way cheaper. Take that copay.
That's it. So that was my story, coming from Louisiana.
All right. Now we're gonna move on to my story. We're gonna call this story "How About Them Leggings." So, how do you like when women wear leggings, Stubbs? Can you appreciate leggings for what they are?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
All right, so this post comes out of another Reddit post on the subreddit "Am I an Asshole?" A guy is at the gym, and he notices a lady at the squat rack.
Okay,
she's wearing leggings.
Sure,
and she's at the squat rack doing squats.
I feel like that's a norm now.
Yeah, normal. Mm-hmm. So as she's doing the squats, he notices as she goes down in the squatting position that her pants are completely see-through. Oh. So while he's working out, even though he says that he's uninterested and happily married,
right,
he said he couldn't get it out of his head, and he felt the need to go notify her.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe give her a heads up, like, hey,
she didn't know,
yeah.
She might be embarrassed. You might be getting some.
She
weird
might not
things,
know,
right?
or
exactly.
Whatever.
All right, that seems reasonable. Sure.
So he goes up to her and then quietly says, "Hey, when you squat, your pants become see-through, and I can see your ass.
Okay.
I just want to give you a heads up. He said it quietly.
Sure, right.
And, I think that's something that someone would do if they...
Yeah, I think it's very nice to do.
Well, the girl didn't think so. And she immediately screamed at him and said,
no.
"Please stop staring at my ass, you effing pervert."
Whoa.
The whole gym stops, looks at him.
How big was his gym?
Oh, it was probably like a Gold's Gym.
Gotcha, okay.
It didn't give it an exact location.
Right.
Because the poster wanted to stay anonymous.
Of course.
So, after that, he completed his workout awkwardly, and then he left. Went home to his wife and explained the situation about what he did and why he did it, and the wife called him an asshole.
Really?
Yes. So he ended up posting it to Reddit.
Of course.
Am I an asshole?
Everything goes to Reddit.
And because they are pretty much the end all for these type getting resolution in these type of situations.
Right.
And about 3,000 comments later,
whoa,
everyone determined that this guy's an asshole. But I can see both sides. I think he probably just should have ignored it.
I feel like it's one of those situations that is akin to someone having a booger in their nose,
Yeah.
or something in their teeth.
Because you're staring at them too hard to notice, kind
But
of.
are you or it happens when you look over, you just happen to glance like, oh, I can see her ass, or oh, I just happen to see there's a booger in her nose.
But if you're supposed to be working out and getting those gains, and you're noticing every full squat of this girl in leggings, I mean,
does he notice every full squat? I mean, like I said, it only takes one to notice that it's see-through.
True.
Very,
very true. But
and where was the squat rack positioned where he was doing his workout as well?
True. He actually was looking at it through the mirror, so it was opposite to him. But
Okay.
but still.
So this is another one of those times why we need another female host with us. So we can get a true thing. Did you ask your wife by any chance about this story? And get her
No,
opinion?
because she would have said, "Why would you look at her?" I would have just took it out and finished my workout and went home.
Right. Okay. Man, I don't know, because I honestly see it as he was literally trying to help her. I really do. But
I can kind of see that.
True. Once again, there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
We only know what he put out.
That is very true.
About what he did, and he probably only put out maybe part of it, and then he probably put the full blown thing of what she did.
Because I kind of feel like if you went to someone respectfully and quietly and said, "Hey, you're exposing yourself a little bit,"
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why somebody would, jump
Cut
to
off
the
the
pervert
arms. Right.
unless you made some sort of
Something
comment that was
before,
kind of
right.
inappropriate.
Right.
So yeah, maybe there's a lot more to this story, but this whole story sounds a little bit Florida-esque.
Oh, for sure. That was a great story. As always, we want to know what you think of our stories. Email stories@flmantoday.com. If you have any stories that you think that can compete with Florida Man, email them once again, stories@flmantoday.com.
Please do not create your own.
Right.
All right, we're going to move on to our next segment, which is our Florida Feel segment, because Florida isn't always hidden cameras, backdoor Disney, and what was the other one?
It was that guy who Roll Tide.
Hiding drugs in detergent containers. Basically, we have a new Navy ship, the USS Indianapolis, sets course for its home in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, Jayville.
It is a $450 million ship tasked for mine warfare.
Okay.
It's the fourth ship to bear the USS Indianapolis name,
Yep.
and it's going to make its way from Lake Michigan through all the way to the naval station Mayport near Jacksonville, Florida. It has a crew of 70 sailors, and their families are going to be there to welcome them once they arrive on port.
That's awesome. I mean, that just means that these sailors are going to get ready for deployment, which isn't as awesome.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Yeah, it's always good to see that we have bigger and better warships. It just proves our superiority against everyone else, their militaries.
Anything to keep the Russians from getting us.
the Russians or those crazy North Koreans.
Take
right?
that, Putin.
I want to ride on your bear.
I feel we need more propaganda like that for our president.
Absolutely right.
Like there should be
creates his own.
There should be a committee for sharing propaganda like that, like Trump riding a bear or Trump like fighting a dragon with a sword or something along those lines. I feel it builds the morale for the country.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well,
we're getting ready to close up. You might have noticed in our logo tonight that we have a nice little mustache going across the A in man. Well, November marks the Movember movement, where males or those who identify as males grow facial hair to bring awareness to any sort of prostate cancer, mental health issues, suicide awareness. So we kind of want to go with that, since we did all of October for women's health and women cancer.
And I'm doing it as well. I just can't grow any facial hair.
That's right. As you see, I have started no shave at all here for November.
One day I will.
You won't be able to see. You probably will never, even at the end of the month, you probably won't be able to see corns up there. But we'll try. So what we're talking about over the next 4 weeks is cancers or issues that heavily affect us men, specifically. So what we're talking about tonight, in true fashion for Movember, is going to be prostate cancer. All right, so prostate cancer is the number one cancer, most common cancer in men, right outside skin cancer, but it's the number two most cause of deaths of cancer for men.
Wow.
Right behind lung cancer, and we talked about lung cancer a couple shows ago on there. So 1 in 9 men are going to be diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Wow.
Statistic, right? So it's someone you know is definitely probably going to be diagnosed. It's obviously higher chances of contracting prostate cancer if you're over 65. It's very rare if you're under 40, but it still can happen. There are some symptoms, but they're not always symptoms at all. So symptoms such as pain in the groin area, hard to urinate, or pain when you urinate as well. So just make sure, especially if you're getting up there above 40 in the 60s, that you are getting checked out with your physician. And unfortunately, of those that are diagnosed, 1 in 45 will end up succumbing to the cancer.
Wow.
Which is a very high number.
That is very, very high. Yeah, definitely make sure you're getting your checkup, your 6-month and your yearly checkup at your physician. You don't know. You can't fight what you don't know you have.
Right. So there's a couple good organizations. The first one is a homage to Movember, and it's Movember.com that you can go to. The second one is the Prostate Cancer Foundation. That's PCF.org. Both organizations, both companies are very good for bringing awareness to prostate cancer and men's health. Please go check them out when you can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking us out tonight. If you have any stories for us, email us at stories@flmantoday.com. Visit us on flmantoday.com. Social media on all three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
That's right.
At flmantoday. The podcast will be available on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or any of your favorite podcast apps.
That's right. So we hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I know we ran a couple of minutes over, but we had fun doing it. Please tell your friends if you like it. Even if you don't, maybe they will, because you don't have a good sense of humor. We don't care, but we do. Listen to us. Give us those 5 stars. Good thumbs up, comments in the section. Join us next week. Same place, same time, 9 p.m. on FL Man Weekly. I'm Stubbs.
And I'm Corn.
We'll see you next week. Stay classy, Florida.